What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Schmoedown replay. We're the Cinefanatics. My name is Chris Adams.
And I'm Robert Adams.
And you're peeking a little bit.
I'm peeking.
Peeking. That's an audio term for turn down your mic.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so we're in the middle of a show. He's going to turn down his mic, and we are going to let you guys know that we're here for the Schmoedown replay. That means we're rewatching the match that actually technically aired on Monday for patrons of the Schmoedown, but is live today for the public, and we're replaying it with you guys, and it's going to be fun. It is in the teams tournament. We're talking about the Odd Couple versus Category 9.
It's kind of whatever Category 9 is. That's some kind of a reference.
It's a hurricane.
No, they don't get that high.
Well, it's a very powerful hurricane. It's a fictionally powerful hurricane.
Sure.
Wake up, we're doing a show. Here we go. All right.
I know. Yeah, I don't know exactly what it's a reference to. Maybe they'll tell us in the match.
It's a reference to Jader and Hannah.
Sure.
All right, we're starting this over, guys. I'm just kidding. No, we're in it. So here's what we're doing. We are going to be rewatching this match. Those of you who are going to be joining us, we haven't seen this yet. So please don't.
So we're not rewatching it. We're going to watch it for the first time, but you're going to watch it with us. That's called replaying. Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this match for the first time. You guys are going to not spoil it for us in the chat, but if you want to spoil it, we do have the Streamlab link right there, streamlabs.com/Cinefanatic. I can never say that. Come back because I can't say words. And that's where you go to drop any questions, comments, and any spoilers that you have will be in there.
Who do we think has this?
Odd Couple.
Okay, I believe that's what our bracket shows here. So
that is in fact what our bracket shows. The reason for that is because the Odd Couple have been champions before. It's Mark and Draco and Jeff Snyder. They are long-term veterans of this league now. Have been champions. Snyder has been champions with 2 teams now. It's a long shot to try to bet against them. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Especially because you're looking at Jader Paramo and Brandon Hannah, who are being paired up for the first time in this match. Jader is a rookie this year, and this is Brandon's first foray into outside of Inner Geekdom. So,
well, yeah, his first time being in a team, and yeah. So, how well does Brandon Hannah work well with others? Because part of his hitman abilities is the fact that he's a single person. He doesn't work with anyone. He gets in there, gets the job done, and gets out of Dodge.
Well,
that's what a hitman does.
I think the answer to that question is, how well did he manage Ken during Ken's Star Wars match?
Yeah.
The question is, do we see some of that same playing come into lack of words, come into play here? And how well does he work as a team in terms of not quite trying to manage, but work well as far as being just in a team goes?
Yeah, so there's a whole lot here. We've got a rookie team that hasn't worked together before, and we got one team that's won champions before. So, yeah, I agree. We're leaning towards Odd Couple on this. But this has been one of those years that it could tip the other way, and all of a sudden we're like, all right. I have no idea. Down is up is down, and this year just doesn't make any sense. So
it's true. It has been upset city in the Schmoedown this year, and I'm not talking about upset that we have to go to a virtual, because the virtual competition has been crazy good. But upsets in terms of people you don't actually expect to win the matches have been winning the matches.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's this team's tournament, like we said for the Star Wars tournament, like we say for pretty much any tournament, is really anybody's game. Any one of these teams are good enough to actually make it to the end. It's just a matter of, can they overcome the odds set before them? And for this team, for this match, there's huge odds set before the rookie team of Category 9. So we'll see if they can overcome the odds and take down the big dogs.
Yeah.
Just a reminder, guys, also, we have the Patreon. If you are not yet jumped on our Patreon, we're changing things up there. We made mention of it on Tuesday night, all the tiers and everything that's coming to that Patreon. You're going to want to jump on at least at the $1 tier. That's going to get you Discord benefits as soon as we get the Discord set up and everything. So come support us, come hang out, and we're going to be forming together a great community of movie lovers, all sorts of stuff here, and we want to get you guys on board. So jump on there if you haven't yet, and let's feel good. Feel like we should get into the match now?
Yeah, let's get into the match.
All right.
Welcome back to the movie trivia Schmoedown. The team's tournament continues. The Hitman, Brandon Hanna, and the Hurricane, Jada Paramo, as they face the former movie trivia Schmoedown champions of the world, the Odd Couple, Snyder and Andreyko. Mark, how you doing, bud?
I am doing great. I will give you $10 if you can guess my name today without Google. And for everybody watching, this is a matchup that we love because I've on one side legacy, experience.
It's Michael Caine's character from Jaws: The Revenge.
We know who Jada and Brandon are. They played very well.
Michael Caine.
Christian.
Michael Caine.
What these two youngins bring to the table, because I don't think that they're scared of anything that is not.
Yeah, cocaine. I don't have any.
Yeah, well,
that's my Sharona.
Look, this is something that normally you'd say, well, the Odd Couple, they have it locked in, move on. But I'll give you the name.
By the way, I just want to make sure that you're aware that song was not about me.
Howard.
It was about some woman named Sharona.
So many big, massive upsets. Chance Ellison over Parker. Perry Namaroff.
It's about another person.
There's just so
her
many.
Name's Sharona.
There's just so many upsets that it's not outside the
scrubs.
Realm that both Brandon Hanna and Jada Paramo. Jada Paramo had a very nice run in the singles tournament. Brandon Hanna's never played in this division before, so that's going to be interesting. And they're going up against a team that are the former champions, and both, not only Andreyko had a nice run in the singles tournament, Snyder made it to the finals, and Snyder almost won the entire tournament. He won 4 matches. He's playing lights out right now. So this is going to be a very tough test for category 9. If they're able to do it today, then they really cement themselves as, okay, this team is one to look out for. The Odd Couple, though, is playing. I think they're playing for survival as far as togetherness goes. They've both made it very clear, both Andreyko and Snyder, that they know that they play together well. They know that they like playing with each other. But is this the last run? Is this the last one? Can they do it? If they win the championship, the answer is going to be no. But can they do it? We're going to find out today how it's going to look.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to see how the chemistry shapes up, because we know that Mark Andreyko and Jeff Snyder, however they get along, it works and it becomes magic when it comes to answering movie trivia questions, at least. And so with Brandon and Jada, that's really the big question mark. Do they have good rapport? Are they going to be able to lock in on an answer, particularly when it's conferring with each other in round 2, or maybe it does come down to that big 5-point question. But either way, whether you're a fan of the movie trivia Schmoedown, you know from Andres or from the Coyote that anything can happen in these tournaments. And if you want to back it up, we always see upsets every year in March Madness. Could another one happen today? We're about to find out.
And we're about to find out exactly
that would be interesting
where we are right now.
This could be a dark horse team, though. I'm just saying.
Alec!
I'm glad we can hear Brandon Hanna stop talking now.
You think I talk too much? Roxy talks way too much. Somebody really needs to shut her up. Leave the trash talk to me, and you just keep trying to blow smoke up your players' skirts, and I'll be back.
The claws come out.
You're damn right.
Jada and Hanna?
That was weird.
The team?
He's just an IG player. Ken's not stupid enough to put him in. Ken's as stupid as they come.
Jada had a pretty decent
well played.
Dude plucked out of the audience. He always stumbles into trouble with that second round.
Ah, yes. Everyone wants to know why I put Category 9, Brandon Hanna and Jada Paramo in this tournament.
I didn't know that there were no requirements at all to get into the team's tournament anymore.
Hanna and Paramo want this more than any other players I know.
Troy and
That was a weird
Draco.
face to switch over
Ian
to.
Snyder, Jeff Snyder, the Odd Couple.
I'm back after a devastating finals loss, and I am hungry. I am coming for my belt, the belt I've worn twice, the team title belt.
I actually have the Odd Couple winning the tournament.
You guys think you can play against the Odd Couple, one of the greatest teams to ever play, champions?
I was a little too nice at the end to guys like Riley and Ethan Irwin and Adam Culture. It's tough to get mad at these guys. But Brandon Hanna, this kid's a punk.
I mean, if I can't manage the Droogs from the sidelines, I have to manage them in the game.
Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, totally. Today should be pretty fun.
Your day's coming, and I think it's today. Tough draw for you. Odd Couple. Out.
And that's exactly what I want to see right there. Some Snyder and Brandon Hanna rivalry forming.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's a cool story. You know, you got the former champions trying to make their way back, and can they do it? Can they coexist again as the Odd Couple and do what they did when they took the titles off of one of the greatest teams of all time in the Shire Wolves? And can they do it again? Jeff Snyder is arguably the best teams player we've ever seen. He's a two-time champion. He had 6 title defenses with the Patriots. It would be great to see them kind of come back to glory. And on the other hand, you have Brandon Hanna, who's never played in this division before. What if he can make a name for himself in this division? And then Jada Paramo, a guy plucked out of the crowd in Orlando. And we know already the beef that he's had with Roxy, and Roxy's been so tough on Jada in that last match. Maybe Jada wants to shut her up and do something here today by doing so, by taking out her prized possession in the Odd Couple. And then don't forget about the pit boss, Ken Knapsack.
Yeah, you bring up the pit boss, and I'm very interested to see, because he was sort of tossed into his managerial role, even when you're talking as recent as the singles tournament. Has he settled in? What is his coaching strategy going to be like? We know what a Roxy Stryer brings to the table. We've seen her legendary Vince Lombardi-like motivational speeches. How is Ken going to counter that locker room presence? And I guess we're going to find that out right now, because we welcome in both the manager, Ken Knapsack, and the manager.
Ken's hoodie reminds me of the hoodie that Lil Mac wears in Punch Out.
Kick off here. Ken Knapsack, I guess that's the question to the fans and everybody watching, and I'm going to ask you directly. How do you counter Roxy's incredible inspirational speeches with your team?
By silence. Letting my players know that they know what they're doing. They don't need me chatting in their ear. They don't need me cheerleading on the side. They're adults. They're professionals. They wanted this more than anyone on my roster. I have a great collection of players on my team.
You missed that.
Everyone's mad at me. Deep 13's mad at me.
I'm just trying to.
I just think Hannah and Jader wanted this. They wanted to be here. They wanted to work together. When
go back and watch the delay on the
eyes. You go, I don't need to say anything. You know what you're capable of. They're a young army, and you got to bleed an army sometimes, and we got a championship caliber team to go out there and to improve.
Trying to make sure we're all aware here at home what I'm talking about.
That's kind of all you need to say,
I went back and watched the replay the reaction of seeing me hitting myself while I was making a fit. That's pretty good.
It threw me off that you put Brandon Hanna in there, who has been vocal against you, has argued against you, has said you shouldn't be the manager, who kicked you out of his match and then lost, who managed you when you lost. How and why, and what is the relationship like with you and Hannah now?
I asked the good stuff.
It's cold, it's frosty, and it doesn't need to be anything else. Look, all the championship teams in sports, which this is all through the history of athletics. You know, I always go to the 78 Yankees. You and I are Yankee fans, Harloff. They didn't get along.
Ken's really kind of been like just on a roller coaster of management throughout his entire tenure.
On the field and not off.
Yeah.
Hannah and I don't need to be friends.
There's like
a cup of tea after this.
Angry, then there's calm, and there's like, I should be angry, but I'm pretty level-headed.
Believes he's capable of.
Yeah.
And sometimes belief
it's like
is
I should hate the living mess out of this
else.
kid, but you know what? I don't. I'm just really level-headed about it.
Yeah, that song and stuff. Yeah, that's this. That's Brandon.
I just like that. Like as he gets on a winning streak, he gets more and more boisterous, and it's awesome.
To work on my skin routine, but that speech from Ken Knapsack. What? You're gonna be silent with two newbies? two newbies who've never been in this team's tournament, who barely know each other, let alone how to play this game yet. I mean, I'm stoked that that's your strategy because woof. What is this team? Why don't we? Is there no standards anymore for how you get into the team tournament? Have all the rules gone out the window? Like you literally just have to be a person. You have to be born. That's how you become a player in the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Teams Tournament? Because there's no prerequisite, clearly, because these two guys are here.
Wow. All right. Well, shots fired by Roxy Stryer, and we have Ken Knapsack, who seems confident in his choice, and we're going to find out exactly what happens in just a moment here. Good luck to both Roxy Stryer and Ken Knapsack. See you in a moment.
I mean,
so we're going to remove both.
Brendan Hanna did almost
Roxy,
beat me
and it looks like,
in some La La Land trivia at one point, and I know the most about La La Land than anyone I know, discounting
seems to be confident with his decision.
Scott Mance.
Yeah, they seem ready to go, Christian.
Yeah, I know. That's who I want to see you go up again. I want to see like a three-way between you, Hannah, and Scott Mance on that. Right?
I think you and I are just about prepped.
So I mean, it's we gotta keep in mind here that Hannah does know things that aren't inner geekdom.
Yeah,
he knows other.
Ladies and gentlemen,
he does know other movie trivia.
Movie trivia.
Just because he hasn't played doesn't mean he hasn't been around the Schmoedown for a long time. Yeah.
Representing.
And then we've seen how Jader played in the singles tournament, and just how he's played during his debut year in total.
He took to it just like a fish does to something that a hurricane's probably going to kick up a lot of.
Palm tree fronds.
Exactly.
We're great at the metaphors that make sense on this channel.
Guys, they have made it. They are here. Let me start with the Hitman. So,
they are here. Well, no, they're still at their house, but their camera's on.
You have been vocal against Ken. You have said that you should have been the one managing the Droogs. You've left a stream. You've done all these things. You've had these arguments, and then Ken gives you.
That is true. It did come down to that 5-pointer.
Our fences mended. What's it
Nerd
like?
Chronic knows because that was his quiz.
Well, you know, Christian, I look back and I think about what happened to poor.
What's going on, Eric?
In the singles,
and while we're here,
I thought to myself, wow,
boom,
what a talented individual. He is
boom, get it out there.
Great person.
That's the hashtag, guys.
Droogs, but it's a damn shame about his manager. If only he had
one of many
hashtags to inspire him.
There's a lot of hashtags going on right now.
And I figured,
so many hashtags.
Well, I didn't win the vote to be manager of the Droogs. So I asked myself, what could I do?
We'll talk about this one later.
Be in Jader's corner, and I figured, well,
there's another one that might pop up too, but now's not a good time for it.
With me here, sure, Ken's here too. You know, that relationship is what it is. But with me here, Jader can thrive. I can thrive. Category 9 can thrive.
Okay, is he saying thrive or thrive? Because I hear thrive, and I want some French fries. That sounds delicious. I'm really hungry.
Whether it's on Twitter earlier this year, on Schmoedown recap show,
give me some French fries and a hamburger.
And fly off the rails. So
and a hamburger.
You as a teammate,
and a hamburger.
A calming influence for him. Are you the anchor of Category 9?
I mean, we're gonna see obviously today how we handle this situation. I don't know about being an anchor. Obviously we reached out to each other, we talked to each other, and I was just like, I think me and you, we can do some damage. We're gonna rig some damage.
Looking at his bottle collection up there, and it looks pretty nice.
Conversation. Hey, are you in? Yes, I'm in. Let's go for it.
He's got a nice selection there.
So Brandon Hanna, Jader Paramo, you face the former champions here in the Odd Couple in just a moment. We'll see you in a moment. Good luck. All right.
I don't even know if these guys have ever shook hands in person. I do know the team you're about to introduce slept in bunk beds in Chicago.
And their opponents, representing the Roxstars, with a record of 6 wins, 4 defeats, and 3 knockouts. They are the former Movie Trivia Schmoedown Teams Champions of the World, the Android, Mark and Draco, and the Insider, Jeff Snyder, the Odd Couple. The former champions are here. They are ready to go. And Draco, let's start with you here.
Oh, guys, he's wearing like a boy. He's wearing a Boy Scouts hat.
Is this the last run for the Odd Couple? How many times you've been very successful together? You've worked well together, but this is the last run in the team's tournament. We don't know yet, but it seems. How are you feeling, and what's the communication been like leading up to this tournament?
It's been great. You know, Jeff and I have talked a couple of times over this about things other than the Schmoedown, and you know, I adore Jeff. Jeff and I play really well together. If we did break up, it wouldn't be Sonny and Cher getting divorced. It would be Matt and Ben wanting to go do other things and still be friendly with each other. But I could play with Jeff for the rest of my days in this game because he plays to my strengths. I play to his strengths, and I think we're good together. So whatever will be, will be. But all being said, when this is all said and done, I have nothing but good things to say about Jeff or Roxy, and never will.
You know, Jeff, the fans in the Schmoedown community have no shortage of words to say for you, sometimes in your favor, sometimes to your detriment. But either way, you look at the amount of Wheaties boxes behind you, that's around how many legendary performances you or your teams have had in the movie Trivia Schmoedown. So what do you, the Odd Couple,
That's a lot of Wheaties boxes back there.
Why isn't Snyder on a Wheaties box?
Through the run that you could go on in this tournament.
Kalinowski was on one.
The world. I made it to the finals. I already shot him once, right, in the singles tournament. Now Draco and I are going to do it again. I want to grow old with this guy. We just got to find a way to spice it up
and become the actual Odd Couple.
You know, Jader and Brandon, those guys, they're going to help us. They're going to help us get our mojo back. You know what I'm talking about?
They're like the Spanish Fly for our relationship.
A lot of talk before the match even starts, Christian. I like where this is headed.
All right, well, we're going to bring back Category 9. Here they are. Category 9 is here. And now the Odd Couple.
Ooh, I'm ready to answer some movie trivia questions. Let's get
Mark.
this on.
What do we got?
All right, the rules of round number 1. At least one competitor has to have a Dr. James Beckett price guide behind them. So thanks for providing that, Mr. Snyder. In round number 1, although it is the team format, it's an individual exercise of movie trivia Schmoedown knowledge. 8 questions are asked to the field.
And moving things around.
However, every point
gotta stretch it out. Get ready. Might need this. Get ready for big brain time.
With 1 point. No penalty for missing a question. There is stealing in round number 1. You each.
Also because my chair sucks.
JTE rule.
No.
I got a new one on the way.
Team, you have 3 of those, and so use those wisely. Those are for repeat the question. You want to buy yourself another 15 seconds to get that correct answer. You also each have 1 challenge to be issued as a team. You may initiate the challenge, and we'll bring in your manager to confirm and ratify that said challenge is taking place. That may be used at any time throughout the 3-round match. Christian, I saw a lot of hubbub. I saw a lot of trash talk, but now
I saw a lot of hullabaloo.
These 4 gentlemen look
Wait,
ready to go.
you're not allowed to see those.
You're not allowed to see hullabaloos?
No.
Brandon Hanna, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Jeff Snyder,
Isn't
are
that
you ready?
just the bear from Jungle Book wearing a grass skirt?
Shader, are you ready?
No, that's a hula baloo.
That's a hula baloo. Yeah.
Ready to Schmoedown. Round
It was
number
dumb,
1,
but I feel good about it.
Question number
Yeah,
1.
I hope you do.
Action adventure. Who plays the character of Marco Ramius, the commanding officer of Red October in The Hunt for Red October?
Nice timing.
You know, Christian,
Anybody who watched our tagline a couple of nights ago will know this answer because I mentioned this.
Not Walter Matthau.
Here's big brain time.
Ask me later. 5, 4.
Wait, why'd you do a Sean Connery voice?
1, pens down, hands up. And Mark Draco?
Sean Connery.
Yes. Brandon Hanna?
Be Sean Connery.
Jeff Snyder?
Sean Connery.
And Jader Paramo?
Sean Connery.
Again.
All right. We'll hear ourselves tied
Rest
up
in
as we
peace,
get to
Sean
question number
Connery.
2.
Be very disappointed. At least one of you didn't attempt to make an impression there.
The legend.
Crime movies is in this category. And for a point, Charlize Theron, Mark Wahlberg, and Edward Norton co-star in what 2003 heist movie? The answer to my trivia question, Christian. Steve Simone, and may he rest in peace.
I really enjoyed this movie too.
I would have gotten
Yeah.
it. And 5, 4.
I wish they made a sequel.
2, 1. Pen
I thought they were working on one, but it's just been in like development hell or something.
The Italian job.
Yes, it is. Jeff Snyder.
The Italian Job.
Yep. Jader Paramo.
The Italian Job.
Mark Andreyko.
The movie Ed Norton had almost was sued. He had to be in The Italian Job.
Here it is. Back
The
from
Job of the Italians.
Pizzeria.
The third question. Category of dramas. What 1989 Edward Zwick film is about the 54th Massachusetts Infantry Regiment, the Union Army's first African-American regiment in the American Civil War?
Glad Mark Andreyko.
Oh, it's a
referenced
good day.
Spanish Fly. You know, everybody talks about Eruption, but it's an acoustic.
It's a good day
on Van
today.
Halen, too. Nonetheless.
Yep.
R.I.P.
We got some good questions today, y'all.
Got some good questions today.
4,
Trying to look up Brandon's thing.
2, 1. Pens down, please. Jeff Snyder.
Glory.
Yes. Paramo.
Glory.
Andreyko.
Glory, glory, hallelujah.
And Brandon Hanna.
That would be Glory.
So we
That
have
would be one of Kevin Smets's favorite movies, Glory.
Glory,
Everybody seemed to
glory,
be playing well, settling in nicely. Let's see
hallelujah.
how you handle this next category. It's the 1890s. Excuse me, the 1990s. And here's the question.
Oh, Ellis.
That's never going to get old.
Nomad, simply known as the Postman in 1997.
Huh.
The Postman.
Yeah, I spoke too soon.
I can't say it's not Ralph Biscuits.
Don't give away who it's not. Somebody was probably
I
right.
can never remember if there's actually a T in his
5.
name.
Where are these Brandon Hanzas?
3,
Where are your hands, buddy?
1.
Writing.
Pens
writing.
down, please. Pens down, please.
I can't
And
remember.
Jader Paramo.
Is there a T?
Kevin Costner.
Yes.
He put a
Andreyko.
T in it.
He sings a duet with Amy Grant.
I don't know,
Kevin Costner.
but I just purely
know that.
threw a
Brandon
name out
Hanna.
there as a guess.
I didn't pull that one.
Brandon Hanna did not have it. And Jeff Snyder?
Kevin Costner.
I just
Couple
purely
takes
threw a
their
name out
first
there as a
lead.
guess.
Jader Paramo
Yeah.
doing exactly
So I
what he
put
did
Kevin
in the first time,
Costner,
staying
but-
perfect thus far.
I
as
actually
we get
almost went with a couple
to
other
our
names.
next
I
question.
am glad
Question 5.
I went with that one.
And that would be fantasy sci-fi.
And then you said your T thing while I was writing it, and I
All
felt
right.
confirmed.
James Bobbin directed what 2016 Disney fantasy sequel starring Johnny Depp and Sacha Baron Cohen?
I'm going to go ahead and say the funniest line ever in Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul is when Saul says that he once hooked up with a girl because he convinced her he was Kevin Costner.
Oh, it's a good one.
Oh, that's a long title.
Shoot.
4, 3,
Man,
JT.
All right, that was Paramo, first one.
thank you.
Okay, here it is. James Bobbin directed what 2016 Disney fantasy sequel starring Johnny Depp and Sacha Baron Cohen?
You need
First
more
one
than
by
15 seconds just to
Kevin
write that title. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
some of them pulled it off, but
Good question.
whatever variation of what I wrote is correct. Don't worry about it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, pens down, and Mark Andreyko.
Through the Looking Glass?
The Looking Glass is correct, and Brandon
Oh.
Hanna.
Alice Through the Looking Glass, but okay.
Title not Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah.
Alice Through the Looking Glass is correct. In Snyder,
Challenge that.
Alice, Looking Glass.
correct, and Jader Hurricane Paramo.
Nope.
Well,
Did
see,
Alice Through the Looking Glass.
put Alice in Wonderland through the Looking Glass.
Draco's answer there. Jader
You
and
want-
Ken.
Do you want to bring in? Will you bring in Ken?
What do you think?
Yes.
Let's bring it Ken.
You're going to lose it, and they're not going to have the challenge.
All right,
Challenge
so
it.
Brandon,
I'll tell you what, if they
there's a
let their slide, I'll
conversation. Go
let
ahead,
mine
Brandon. You
slide.
can make your case to your manager why you want to challenge it.
That's a
Go
legit
ahead.
challenge. It actually is Alice Through the Looking Glass.
Redeem yourself. Is it not the full title if you don't include the name Alice in the beginning? Is that something we want to look into, or we do want to let this one slide?
I'm morally opposed to challenges, but I also think this one is worth a challenge. If you feel it, I want to go with your gut instincts here. I love Mark Andreyko. And I want nothing to do with pissing Mark Andreyko off, but I also want to win.
All right, we challenging Ken?
Yes.
All right, we're going to challenge that. All right,
Get a defense.
what is your defense?
Well, I think if you asked for a sequel of Lord of the Rings, you'd say The Two Towers, and Through the Looking Glass is that basically. But go on, do your thing.
We're going to confer with myself and PJ, and we'll be back in a moment.
You can pause it real quick. So to what Andreyko was just, or Andreyko, what Snyder just said is, yeah, say the Two Towers, you could refer to it and everyone knows what you mean, but the title is The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. This movie's title is not Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. The title's actually Alice Through the Looking Glass. It's a completely different title, and it doesn't reside on a overall, like a catch-all title for the whole thing. It's like Star Wars A New Hope, Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. We all know that if you say Empire Strikes Back, what you're talking about, but
what this does is it goes back to what I believe Christian has actually talked about and what he's going to instill at least next season. I don't know if he wants to start with the remainder of this season, how it is right now, but in this situation, I believe that in the future they will let it slide because it is very apparent that he knows what movie it is. You can't bring up Through the Looking Glass, Alice Through the Looking Glass, and determine that he could be talking about a completely different movie. We all know he's talking about Alice Through the Looking Glass when he brings that up. So in this situation, it's going to be one of those, do we want to go off of the, yes, we know what he's talking about, we get it, he's close enough that it still counts as a correct answer, or is it, do we want to be a stickler and you have to have absolutely every single word in the title present, especially in this situation?
That's what I'm wondering, like going forward, how as this game continues to progress and get bigger and bigger, what direction do you go with that? Do you start really tightening in on it, and you need to know what we're asking for the title? You need to know the title, or I mean, because the thing is technically, I guess you could say Looking Glass, and by that. What you just said means that, oh yeah, no, he said Looking Glass. We know he means Through the Looking Glass. That really doesn't count though, because at what point do you sit there and say, like, if the whole title is like a 10-word title, all I gotta say is like one or two enough to give the hint, like, hey, I know the title. No, you don't.
No, that doesn't work because there's too many words that you're missing there. What I'm saying is right now he's missing one word. In the same vein, I would argue for mine, where I actually gave a couple more words than you need, which is the Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. Both answers, in this case, it is plain as day. We know what he's talking about. If he just says Looking Glass, he doesn't, at that point, that is somebody who doesn't actually remember the title of the movie. They just remembered a couple words, like, oh, it's something Looking Glass, I think. Which, in this case, what you're asking for is, yeah, we do need at least more of the title there. Otherwise, you know, you could be thinking of a completely different movie that had the words looking and glass in them. There's not going to be a completely different movie Through the Looking Glass other than an Alice in Wonderland sequel.
Yeah. I would say that they probably don't give it to him on this one, though.
Based on the way this season's going, I think I would agree. I think that I think Andrejko's not going to get the points. I think starting next season with what Christian has been saying, I believe that he would get the points next season. Just kind of how it's going, how the toss-up is. Because this may be considered one of those petty challenges, but like the challenge that Ellis keeps referencing with the 60s and all that. But we'll have to see how it plays out.
In the words of Dark Helmet, we're back, and we have the combination. So after consulting with the judges, we have come to the conclusion that the challenge will be upheld. The full title of the film is Alice Through the Looking Glass. It's not a Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, or a Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers situation. The full title of the movie is Alice Through the Looking Glass. There's no colon, and there's also another film from 2006 called Through the Looking Glass.
There you go.
It's a tough call, but it is the correct one.
That's why
has been set.
Yeah.
Mark Andrejko's point will not be
therefore, I will
awarded,
not give myself a point either for having Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass.
Category 9 will be retained.
All right, so we're going to.
So here's what I wonder: the rule book that they've created, is it a living rule book?
The score will be Odd Couple.
Do we think it's going to be a living rule book, or is it going to be at a very official?
All right, as
like say how like a football, the rule book for football kind of changes.
Next question mark is
it can kind of depending on situations. There's situations that may happen that we don't have. We didn't know they could happen, so therefore there's no rule yet. But
okay, we'll move on.
It's possible
for a point. What 2005 comedy co-stars Jim Carrey and Téa Leoni as a rich couple who turn to crime after they lose all their money.
Oh man, I completely forgot this movie existed.
So right now, only Jeff Snyder is perfect. Jada Promo also missed that one.
That is correct.
Which is the thing that I can pull the title.
Resorted to crime. Talking about that Mortal Kombat arcade.
That makes sense.
3.
Because this movie is easily forgettable.
Hands down, please.
Yeah.
And Brandon Hanna.
That would be Fun with Dick and Jane.
Correct. Jeff Snyder.
Fun with Dick and Jane.
Yes. Jader.
Fun with Dick and Jane.
And Mark Andreyko.
Fun with Dick and Jane.
Correct. All right. So
Fun with Dick and Jane.
Fun with Dick and Jane. And Draco keeps taking my jokes tonight.
We have question 7 in the category of
I was going to do the same thing. Fun with Dick
thriller.
and Jane.
Who plays the lead role of Lieutenant Mike Harrigan, who is attempting to solve a strange string of murders that are mounting in Los Angeles in Predator 2?
Yep.
Oh my God! The gusto with which you read that question.
If you've heard
How
of
long
my
have you been
complaints
waiting
about
for it,
Predator 2, this is
All
probably
my
the
life.
biggest one.
As young Anakin Skywalker.
In the first movie, the Predator had to fight Arnold Schwarzenegger. In the second
5,
movie, he fights this
4,
guy. Like
3.
you're supposed
2,
to top the
1.
first movie
Hands
in the second
down,
one.
And
Yep.
Jeff Snyder.
Danny Glover?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
No one looks at Arnold Schwarzenegger and go, you know who would be better?
Donald Glover.
Oh,
Danny Glover.
Brahma did not have it. And Mark Andreyko.
I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah.
Danny Glover.
Yes. And Brandon Hanna.
That would be
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover.
It is correct. All right. So Jader misses that one, and we see ourselves.
Donald Glover
couple has Jeff Snyder
Daniel.
has not missed. So if Jeff Snyder gets the following question, he and only he will have a chance for the bonus question.
It's Donald Glover's dad, right?
That's
Yeah.
right. We are excited. The fans are watching. The dogs are barking. Your last category: animated movies. Movies drawn by hand, computer, claymation, stop motion. And
Jeff
here's
Snyder's
the first.
upset every time.
Chris Rock
Every
voices
time.
an overzealous white blood cell with little respect for authority.
Yes.
In what 2001 animated live-action hybrid film from the Farrelly brothers?
The Farrelly brothers did that one, huh?
And you talk about closing it
It
out.
actually isn't bad. I kind of
Snyder.
liked this when it came out.
It's not one I necessarily ever really want to go back and watch again, but
I might at
3,
someday. I
2,
remember having fun
1.
with it.
Jader
but-
Paramo.
Osmosis Jones.
Yes. Mark Andreyko.
Osmosis Jones.
Brandon Hanna.
That would be Osmosis Jones.
Jeff for the perfect round.
I almost messed this up. Osmosis Jones.
Yes, good Jeff. Right.
Osmosis
All right,
Jones.
so Jeff Snyder has an opportunity.
the
to get the
disgusting
odds couple to go
scene
up
with Bill
by
Murray.
3 points. Jeff, this is going to be for you and only you.
I
You
got
just have
perfect
to have your
round.
hands up.
Yay.
You do not have to write
Well,
it
then
down.
this question for Jeff
Here
is for you and
the
only you.
question. Jeff, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here it is. What 2008 film stars Seth?
What's the category?
There's no category. It's just a bonus question.
Oh, forgive me. All right.
All right. What 2008 film stars Seth Rogen and James Franco
Pineapple
who are
Express.
on the run after
Yep.
witnessing a murder?
Pineapple Express.
For one more
Yep.
point, Jeff Snyder.
That gives me 9. What did you get?
3
6.
points here, Mark, as the challenge was upheld.
6.
It was a great
So we
challenge.
got
This time on
15.
Brandon Henna. It wasn't a Green Hornet type of challenge. It was a good challenge. And they wind up
I'm gonna
seeing
say.
themselves down by 3 as we get into round.
That's right. We're putting up a fight
Green
against the
Hornet,
Odd
good
Couple
movie,
right now.
great
I'm okay
soundtrack.
with it.
The Odd Couple enjoying a 3-point lead despite that challenge, Christian. And now as we careen into round number 2, it's the wheel round, the wheel of fate.
Should have gotten
and
more if I
almighty justice. Each team gets a spin at
ditched
that
the words
wheel wants to settle on a
in
category.
Wonderland from
It's a
my
team format.
answer.
So 6 questions will be asked to that team and that team alone. Each question's worth 2 points. No penalty for missing a question. However, stealing is available. So if you're not sure of the answer, ask
Sweaty
the multiple
Danny,
choice. We'll give you
Sweaty
4
Danny,
options, one of
Sweaty
which
Danny.
is the correct answer. At that point, the value of the question goes down.
Here's a
to
question.
1. In
Glover
the
sounds
wage
like
that we
glove.
live in, we're
Glove
gonna
is
kick the
something
other
that you
team
wear
out
on
of the
your
screen.
hand.
And
On your hand
they'll
is a
be brought
palm.
back
Sweaty
in
palm, sweaty
after
palm.
The series of questions are done to
We're never going to
possibly steal any
outgrow
attempts.
the
And
stuff.
just a friendly reminder to each team.
No, that's
you
one
may
of those.
defer
That's one of those
each
things
and every
that stick with
question.
the channel
We
as
do
we grow.
ask that you give us a
What are they
first and
referencing?
final
Well, if you weren't here during our
answer
early
when
days
you
when
are
we did a
wagering
watch along
your
to the
guess.
stuff.
All right, Roxy,
Go
60
hop
seconds
on our
to
Patreon
decide
and you
if
can watch
want
it.
to go first or second starting now.
I could literally cry with how in love I am with both of you. I have missed the Odd Couple so much. You're doing amazing. Jeff with that perfect round. And honestly,
Nice job,
Andrejko, to me, you had a perfect round too.
That was a rookie rusty mistake. I'm sorry, guys.
No, don't be sorry. It is what it is. And if they're going to play like that, they're going to make it challenging for us, but we're still going to beat
Do you want to go first or second?
I think that we should probably go first. How are you guys feeling?
I actually think we should punt, but Andrejko, that leaves you.
You're carrying us today.
You have the hot hand right now, Jeff. If you want to go second, I'm fine with that.
Let's let them go first. Yeah.
Okay.
Odd Couple loves to take it from behind. What?
What?
Continue.
All right.
What?
All right.
Huh?
So here, all right,
Huh?
remove you
Who?
guys. You guys,
Find me dinner first.
Jeff and Andrejko, you guys can stay in the waiting room until you find out what your opponents have spun before we move to the other room. All right, Roxy, you're going to stay in the waiting room.
That is a
and
trio
put
of
hands
people
up,
who are a
please,
good
while the other
combination.
team spins.
Where?
All right.
How?
So Ken will be back here with Jader and with Brandon. Ken, you got 60 seconds to talk to your team before they spin.
Look, Jader and Lindsey Buckingham's hair during the Tusk recording. Listen up. Here's what we got. Pressure's on us. We had a great round. Don't worry about their score. Worry about you. Yeah, it's Pat bumper sticker kind of inspiration here from me, but that's all you need. You've
Lindsey
watched this
Buckingham.
game, you've rooted for this game. You've lived in this
Oh,
game.
Lindsey, no.
Loose.
No, Lindsey.
Shake it up. Have a
Oh, we didn't
White
have time
Claw
for you
seltzer,
again.
Apple juice or something like that, and go have some fun.
All right.
I just want to add, just to give a little bit of a better pep talk, Jader, you did really well. You didn't do as good as me in round one, but hey, that was expected. You did really well.
I knew
We're
it.
Still in there.
This is exactly what you thought was going to happen.
Even his own teammate. Jeez.
Let's go for it. That's
Humble as always, Brandon. Humble as only. All right, here comes the wheel.
You knew this was going to happen this
very
way.
Advantageous for this team chemistry that it is a virtual match, not in studio. We do want to give a huge shout out to our Schmoedown beloved patron,
PIXAR,
John
Inner
Layton,
Geekdom.
ladies and gentlemen, sponsoring not a
Oscars,
slice, but
Kevin
the
Smith,
entire
musicals.
wheel. Thank you so much,
Dramas,
John.
Viola Davis,
John's
Ice Cube,
preferred
2010s,
slice
and animated.
is Ice
Thank you,
Cube.
Mr. Layton, for
Thanks to that
sponsoring
John
this
Layton.
wheel.
We also
I love
do
that
have a
animated and
sponsored
Pixar
individual wedge,
are
and
right
that
next
wedge
to
is
each other.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
So if either team spins Kevin Smith and fields the questions therein, we're going to find out who that patron is.
If
Could
you're
it
good
be
at both
Kevin Smith
animated
himself? Could it be
and
Chris
Pixar?
Jericho? Who the hell knows? Let's get that wheel spun.
All right,
There's a
so
good,
here is the
good
spin.
It's a
small
good cold
wedge
corner
there.
for you.
All right. John Layton's wheel, round and round it goes.
Which, if you're good at animated, it should be said you're probably good at Pixar.
And it's careening towards animated. No, it's Pixar.
Pixar. That's Pixar. So Pixar, you get
Speaking of.
60 seconds to decide if you want to stick with Pixar starting now.
Which,
Jader?
Yeah, I mean,
I wanna say Hannah's
This is
good.
one of the ones that we talked
Yeah.
about.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
if you're all in, Jader, I'm all in. We're a team. We're going to make this decision as a team.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Do it.
Don't
Yeah.
stop believing in tomorrow. Let's do it.
All right, so Pixar it is. Okay. All right, Ken.
yeah, I was going to say, this is one I think Hannah's actually pretty good at. So,
Been removed. You are going to
I do
remove
believe
as
this
well.
is
And
a
now
category
we are
that we
going to
might be
get
pretty decent
to
at as well.
6 questions in the realm of
I don't know. I haven't
Pixar.
seen Cars 2
6 questions
on purpose.
and are you guys ready?
Ready?
Yep.
All right, here you go. Here's the first one.
In Cars 2.
Who voices the character
Oh,
of
Cars 3.
Jackson Storm, the Queen's new racing rival in Cars 3?
What do you think in this one, Jader?
Shoot.
Do you know it?
I got an idea, but I'm
No,
not
can't
gonna
remember.
sure.
I haven't
So
seen
if you
Cars
wanna go
3 either.
multiple choice. fine.
Yeah.
Well, of course, because you haven't seen Cars 2. You got to watch Cars
All right.
2 first.
Is it A, Michael Keaton?
Keaton.
B, Nathan Fillion? C, Army Hammer?
It's Keaton.
Chris
Could
Cooper.
be Army Hammer.
It's Keaton.
Is it who you thought it was?
Well, I want to hear your thoughts first, buddy.
Oh, guys, come on.
I think it's C. I think it's Army Hammer.
I would agree with that one.
Yeah.
So C, final answer, Army Hammer.
Correct for 1 point.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'm
so-
confident.
Yeah. Confidence is good. At least I had the right answer.
Bob Parr's boss mentions that a company is like an enormous what?
Onion. I don't know.
It's got layers.
Yeah.
It's like a
Again,
parfait.
I'm feeling multiple choice on this one, Jader.
Yeah,
Do
let's
you
go.
feel the same way? Let's
Yeah.
do that.
I'll know it with
All right,
this.
multiple choice. Is it A, assembly line, B, clock, C, engine, D, piano?
Maybe not.
Engine.
Is it an engine?
I'm thinking A. I don't know if you were feeling any other answer.
Do we get a free repeat of the answers?
Multiple choice,
Because he's berating him
All right,
for
here it is.
basically
So it's A,
telling a
assembly line,
customer
B,
like
clock,
how to
C,
like
engine,
get out of
D, piano.
how to benefit off the insurance policy at the cost of the insurance company.
If you feel strongly about it, we'll go with it. I was thinking either more B or C.
I'm thinking
Maybe
engine.
leaning towards B, but
I'm
if
thinking
you feel strongly about A, we'll do A.
4, 3,
Let's go with A.
2.
A, final answer.
That is incorrect.
Yep.
All right. Next question. Which Pixar film involves a young boy
Up.
named Russell, who is a wilderness scout trying to earn an assisting the elderly badge?
Thinking Up.
Yeah, Up. Final answer.
My name's
That is
Doug.
correct.
I love
2
you.
points. All right. That was question number
Squirrel.
3. Here it is. In The Good Dinosaur, what does Arlo
good
name
Lord.
the human boy that he finds?
Oh,
I forgot this is Pixar.
Yeah.
I'm feeling multiple on this, but if you want to use the JTE,
yeah.
Not a single Toy Story question in this, huh?
All right.
Nope.
Is it A, Nash, B, Buck, C, Spot, D, Butch?
That's funny.
I'm gonna go Spot.
I'm thinking maybe A on this one.
5, 4, 3.
I think it's Buck.
2.
Buck, final answer.
That is incorrect. You
Jeez.
chose B for Buck. That is incorrect. All right. Here is the next question.
Man.
Question 5. It's a tied ball game.
I do like how they're
Willem
playing
Dafoe
together, though.
Voices the character of Gil.
Finding
in
Nemo.
What 2003 Pixar film?
Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo, final answer.
That is correct. All right, here's your final question. Randy Newman performs the song The Time of Your Life in what 90s Pixar film?
Well, it's not Toy Story.
Toy
What's
Story
the other
2.
one? Bug's Life? I think it's Bug's Life.
I
What
think
do you
I
think?
got it.
5.
Go with your gut, man.
4.
A Bug's Life. Final answer.
That's correct for 2
Yeah.
points.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's either that or Toy Story 2.
Sorry about that. So
Was Toy Story 2 in the 90s?
2016.
I
as
believe it
we
was like
are
90
done with
98 or
this round
99.
On the Odd Couple, there are 2 opportunities.
It had to be
steal,
99. I knew it was a
with
long way from
multiple
the
choice.
first Toy Story.
You guys can stick around
Yeah.
for the steal opportunities and to see what.
It was also
your
a long way
opponents
off from the
spin,
third
and you have
one.
to drop out.
Yeah.
Roxy, you'll be able to choose. You'll be able to talk to your team after their steal opportunities.
This is the
All
song
right,
about
so
the
here
Toy
we're gonna
Story.
remove
Yeah, 99.
them for the moment. Jeff
'Cause
Snyder.
you got a friend in me.
And Draco will return, and as soon as they're back, Jeff
I'm
Snyder
a bug.
is in.
He's a bug.
And
There's
Draco
a bug.
is now cleverly renamed.
Left
and saved
foot,
to
right
Alice.
foot.
All right,
Freaking
guys,
Family
Any
Guy.
steal opportunities? What's the deal?
let me tell you first. The score at the moment is 2016.
Oh, too bad he didn't
Category
get.
9,
They're not getting the
2016.
question about Up
So you have
because
2
him wearing the
opportunities to
scout
steal,
hat. that
both
would
with
have been
multiple
funny.
choice. We will read the question, give you the options, and also let you know
That's the
what
thing,
they chose.
If
so you have the opportunity.
if the
Are you
Odd
ready
Couple
for your
lands
steal
on a strength,
opportunities,
honestly, if
Mark
they
and Jeff?
land on a moderate
Yes, sir.
category
first
for
one.
themselves, they're
In
going to
The
clean house.
Incredibles, Bob Parr's boss
Yeah.
mentions that a company is like an enormous what?
They'll at least pick up some of the
A,
steals, I think,
assembly
here.
line, B, clock, C, engine, D, piano.
least one or
Your
two.
opponents chose
I imagine.
assembly line.
I liked I liked C there, the engine. What do you think, Andreka?
That's what I was thinking
I
too.
would say either engine or clock.
Yep.
He
5,
changed his name to Alice.
4,
I'll defer to you.
2.
Engine, final answer.
It's incorrect. Answer was clock.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's one of those two.
That's why I wanted you to take it.
That's the two that everybody was
So
really
here
kind of
is the
thinking.
other one.
Well, you know
Yeah.
what? At least Jeff
In The
agrees
Good
with me, and
Dinosaur,
I agree
what
with
does
Jeff.
Arlo name the human boy that he finds?
I like
Is it
that guy.
A, Nash, B, Buck,
Spot.
C, Spot, D, Butch. Your opponents chose Buck.
I want to say Spot because it's funny because a dinosaur naming a kid a pet name, but
Yeah.
I don't have any idea.
I think that's it.
I like
Honestly,
that too, Andrego. I like it.
Spot. Final answer.
That is correct.
yeah,
for
I
one
would say
point.
that's the reason.
All right.
That movie
So
apparently
Mark
had some
Andreyko
very
picks
thin
up
writing to
his
it, so that's
point
why
that he
I'm like
lost in
running
the
through the
first
it's got to be
round.
Spot because that's a very
Roxy Star, you got 60 seconds.
it's a very
to talk
thin
to your,
allegory of the
your
dinosaur
team
owning
before
a
they
pet
spin
human.
starting now.
Amazing job. Way to communicate. Keep up that communication as we go into this next one. Make sure the time doesn't run out before you guys give your final answer because we almost got close there on that one.
And
also,
right, and that resulted in me just sort of blurting out an answer I wasn't confident in. So you're right. Let's keep an eye on the time. And, and if you feel confident about something, don't let me overrule you because I'm a strong personality, Andreyko.
Yes,
you're feeling a good hunch. Do it.
I wasn't 50% sure on that one. So that wasn't, you weren't bullying. That was me.
It's only a point.
Welcome to the Rockstars team building conference.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's the thing is they work.
Here we go.
They work well together.
I could
All
not
of them.
have more love in my heart right now. You guys are just crushing it. So
As for the Cinefanatics, I will agree that I am a strong personality for the Cinefanatics as well. I'm pretty sure my brother will agree with that.
All right, here we go. So
I mean,
here's the
yeah, I
wheel.
also don't
The first
put
spin by
up
the
with
odd
any of your
couple.
crap.
Of course,
So.
unless they land on opponent's choice. But other than that, they can spin again if they want to.
That's how it
John
works.
Layton's wheel and Kevin Smith is lurking as a category, but
PIXAR, let's answer those questions again.
One more time. One more time.
You at least know two of them.
Run it back. We'll get some Toy Story this time.
Round and round it goes. This time
Statistically, we have to. Oh.
Inner
I
geekdom.
feel like that's a
Spin it again.
guys.
Spin that again.
Yeah,
So
all
I can
right.
land on opponent's
No
choice.
matter what this lands on, we're ready
Yeah,
to
because
go.
if they miss any of
No
those,
matter
you know
what, guys,
Hannah's going to
stay
pick them
in it,
up.
keep positive.
Yep.
You got this. Between the two of you, you know the answer to every single question that could be asked.
Musicals.
Oh.
And there we go.
Andreyko's going to like this one.
That's, I think that's good for
Bring it
Andreyko.
home, baby. You guys
Yeah.
got this.
All right, dropping Roxy out. Mark, they're going to get 6 questions
Man.
in the realm of musicals.
I
All
would have
right,
at least
so
liked to see.
Mark
I would have
Ellis
liked to
will
see
be
them
asking
like land on Inner Geekdom just to make the fight,
And
keep the fight
category is
even going all the way
musicals. There
through.
is no chance for a knockout.
Could be fun.
The odd couple, certainly within
I know
range of
Snyder would
giving
hate that,
themselves
though.
A sizable lead and maybe a TKO possibility in round number 3. Category 9 is elected to not challenge the claim that Jeff Snyder is indeed a strong personality. So here we go with your 6 questions. For 2 points, unless you need multiple choice, you can find Tevye, a poor Jewish milkman living in the village.
Fiddler on the Roof.
Anaheim.
Love that one.
In what 1971 musical?
I know this completely, Jeff. Can I go give him the final answer?
Yep.
Why don't you tell it to me before?
If I was a rich man.
It's Fiddler on the Roof.
Yes.
No,
say
no,
those
no, no,
words.
no, 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 no,
Final
no, no,
answer,
no, no.
Fiddler on the Roof.
It's Phil on the roof.
Alice
Yes, say
Fiddler
those
on the
words.
Yep.
Oh, my eyes
That's
itch.
how we'll do it, though, Andreyko. Just clear it with me first.
That series of
All
words
right,
you just
here we
said
go.
is
Here's,
good.
Here's question number 2.
Moving
I
on to
love
your
Fiddler
next
on the Roof.
question
That
for
was
2
so
more
good.
points. Who directed Hugh Jackman as P.T.
Michael-
Barnum in 2017?
is it
The Greatest
Showalter?
Showman.
Oh,
It was Michael something.
Gracie. Michael Gracie.
Yes, that's it. That's correct.
Freak.
Yep.
Want to do multiple choice? I'm not sure.
5,
I concur.
Hold on.
3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice.
And I got it, Mark, because I'll know who it is.
All right, your multiple choice options for a point. Is it A, James Mangold?
Yeah,
B,
Michael
Rob
Gracie.
Marshall, C, Adam Shankman? or
James
D,
Mangold was a
Michael
producer of it, though.
D.
Yeah.
As in dog.
Gracie? Final answer.
D as in dog, final answer.
Yep.
That's a good answer. 'cause
That's
it's
the
correct
only
for a
one of the
point.
4 that was Michael.
All
And
right,
he knew
question number 3.
Michael, so that was
All right. And now tied. And here,
that's a proper use
next
of
question.
multiple
World
choice.
of musicals in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Who played the hero?
What's his name? He was in that TV show.
Barry Bostwick.
Yep.
Oh, what's his name?
Yeah.
Multiple choice.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I just did that.
I feel like we're
Yeah,
going.
I know it, but it's
we're going
not
through the
it.
same motions here.
Yeah.
Choice.
Your options for a point. Is it A, Barry
Hands in.
Bostwick, B, Dennis Quaid,
He's got it.
Yeah,
Don
it's-
Johnson, or D, Jeff Bridges?
A, right?
A, Barry Bostwick.
Yeah,
Yep.
A is in that one.
That is correct for another point, and they're starting to feel it in this category, Christian.
Just a reminder, guys, to say final answer, so we know. All right, next one.
All right, that is once again in the category musicals for 2 points. Who played Willy Wonka In the
Gene
original,
Wilder.
Gene
Willy
Wilder, yeah.
Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I got this, right? Can I say Gene Wilder, Mark?
Sure.
Gene Wilder, final answer.
Can I say?
But if you didn't get it,
Look,
that
can I
is
say
2
Barry
points,
Bostwick?
and
No,
Christian,
no.
we
That's
careen
the
into
answer
their
to the
next
last question.
and that
Look, it
One
might seem
point.
like overkill, but that's
What was
clear
the
communication
name
happening
of
right
Robert Preston's character in the 1962 film The Music Man.
I don't know this one.
First and last, or just for last?
Hands up, Mark.
We need the first and last.
here. I can tell Draco really wants to get back into the studio.
Multiple
Yeah.
choice it if you don't know.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what they're
Fine.
going to take for the first name. So multiple choice, please.
All right, multiple choice. Your options.
Music Man.
4 in
I feel
total.
like I know
Is it
this,
A.
though.
Albert Peterson, B. Henry Higgins, C. Leo Bloom,
wanna say it's
or
Henry
D.
Higgins.
Harold Hill.
It's D, Jeff. It's Harold Hill. So
All right.
final
That was gonna be
answer
my
is
next
D,
one.
Harold Hill.
I was.
Yeah.
I knew. I was
That
feeling
is
like 8.
correct for another point. And
Yeah.
Christian, they're negotiating.
That's the-
away,
that's the
multiple
name that was
choicing it.
like-
It's a 4-point lead for the
I was
odd
like,
couple right now. They have a
that
chance to
one,
extend
that
up
one,
to 6.
that one for some reason sticking out.
Yeah, this is big, Mark. So let's
Yeah.
get it too.
Here it is. One more question, and here it is.
Nice.
You can find the characters of
Oh,
Grease.
Grease.
Yeah.
Kinnicky, and Sandy in what 1978 film?
Can I say? Wait, we're sure it's the first one, right?
Go for it, stud.
All right. Can I say Grease?
Yes.
Grease, final answer.
You
Tell
can
me
say
about
that,
it,
and you would
stud.
be correct for 2 more points.
What if they like
Christian.
really
It's
mess
a
you up and 2 of those
6-point
characters
advantage
were in
for the
Grease
odd
too, and 2 of
couple.
them?
Yeah. The only one that I know of
Most
was
there, as
Frenchie.
we will bring
Frenchie
back,
was in Grease too.
Roxy and we're just waiting for category 9. and we
The
will-
only other people from the first Grease that were in Grease
So
too
there
were
are
like
no
the
skill
principal or the
opportunities on
coach.
table.
Yeah.
None of the other
score
students.
is Odd Couple 26. Category 9 has 20.
Because
So
Frenchie was the
we
beauty
will
school
now
dropout
get
that had to
to
go back
round
to high
number
school.
3, the final round. Mark, how's it go?
This is
Grease
the round
2,
we'll
greased
determine
up
the match.
again.
Lest we go to sudden
To Grease
death
2, still
overtime.
greasing.
We are prepared to
Still
fight for
greasing.
that.
This
Yeah,
time with Michelle Pfeiffer.
We need a series of numbers from each team. Each team's going to give us 3
Needless to say, we're greasing a lot.
1 to 20. They have to be unique. and
Grease
may not
2,
match
Fossil
your
Fuel
opponent's
Boogaloo.
numbers. Why? Because each one corresponds to a different category of movie, trivia, Schmoedown.
Really?
Goodness. First question's worth 2 points. Next one's
It's
worth 3.
fracking
Final
awesome.
one is worth 5. This is the team format. So once we tell
Oh,
you
come on, that was a
the
good
specific
one.
genre of the 2-point question, the team will confer amongst itself and decide which member.
Sorry, I
will
was
be
ADHD
query.
all
Yeah,
over
you
the
were.
place.
Not rely on your teammate for the 3-point or the 2-point question. The opposite team.
I'm not repeating it. The
Answer
people
the
at home
3-point
heard it,
question.
and
You may
they all
only
laughed their heads
confer
off.
for the final 5-point question. There is no penalty for missing a question. There is no stealing in round number 3. So, Christian, because the odd couple came back, they were down halfway through round number 2. Now they have a 6-point lead. They have the option to give us their 3 lucky numbers first. So, Andraco, Snyder, from 1 to 20.
This is the same situation though we were looking at with the Witching Power versus the Misfits.
Mark, you
Except
wanna
the
go
Witching
first?
Power
Pick a
was
number.
down by 7 points,
My
not
birthday
6.
was 20.
But the difference here is that we
my
have
birthday
a
is
new
10.
team
Roxy, what's your
What's
birthday?
your birthday?
up
13,
against
baby.
a team that has been champions.
Guys, yeah.
And them, the champions having that 6-point lead right now.
What are you thinking, Jader?
Well, they took my sexy birthday number, so that's fine.
Yeah, we did.
So I'll go with my birthday
Proxy.
number 7 first.
All right. And then we'll do 8.
And Ken?
He doesn't talk, remember?
Oh, okay.
I'll go. Let's go. 18.
Oh,
All right. 7, 10, 18, and 20, 10, and 13 for the odd couple. All right. And reminder to the category 9 has 2 JTEs left. The odd couple have all 3. All right. So let us now have Roxy. You have 60 seconds to talk to your team starting now.
You never know what can happen.
It really
You
would
guys
be-
Stay in this. Stay focused. Make sure we're strategic.
I
about
here's the
when
thing.
we get
I
the
totally
categories, who
believe
is
in
taking
Jader
what,
and Hannah's
because
skills here.
this
Like
is where
they both
people
know
get too
they
cocky,
both know
and
their
we're not
stuff. They're
doing
good
that.
players.
We've got a great lead
But at
here,
this point,
we
it
don't
would
know what
be
Jader and
just
Brendan Hannah are
absolutely insane
capable
and
of.
great
So I'm
television
feeling really confident and proud of you guys.
if
But
they came
stay
back
in
from this
Use your
deficit.
JTEs when you need them. You got this.
I have no notes.
What's a television?
All right. Great. So now
Kill it, boys.
Ken will talk to his team starting now.
That's the only
Ken,
response
60
you have to that.
Jader, Brandon, look, remember when you both DM'd
I mean, I think it would be great. Computer.
It's the picture box. It's where they show all the moving pictures now.
Can happen. Before Mark Ellis took my job, and I used to call these matches.
I heard they're even in Technicolor.
In the third round, they can't get overconfident. They can't get cocky, and as we've already learned today, they can't.
You can get it in HD,
in high definition. Read all about it.
This would make for great computer if Category 9 won.
Roxy and
great internet.
Now we will get
just some fantastic internet.
Brandon Hanna, Category 9. You guys will go first, and you're trying to avoid the TKO here. As we get to your first category, that is Category 7. Category 7.
No, Category 9.
And that is scores and soundtracks. Who will be taking?
How do you feel about that one, Jader? Look in your eye. It looks like I should go with it.
It's a 2-pointer.
I'll take it.
Yeah. All right.
I'll take it.
All right. So Brandon Hanna.
That might actually be a smart move.
And here it is, Brandon Hanna. Who composed the score for The Lion King and Interstellar?
Hans Zimmer.
That would be Hans Zimmer.
Yep.
For 2 points. All right. So now
I was like Elton John. No.
Jader, for your 3-point question, you chose musicals.
Of course.
Here is your 3-point.
It's a very musical match.
Yeah. Scores and soundtracks on
Julianne Hough
musicals.
And Diego Boneta
star
in this 2012 musical.
Footloose. Yeah. Footloose. It's Footloose. It's the only musical I know that Julianne Hough has starred in theatrically.
Come on, Jader, cut loose.
4.
Kick
3.
off your Sunday shoes, dude.
Come on.
1.
Rent.
No.
Nothing. So we were looking for.
Did you say Rent?
Oh, no, I said Rent.
Well, Rock of Ages?
Okay. Oh, sorry, we didn't hear you, but yeah.
I heard it.
Okay. The answer is Rock of Ages.
Huh.
Right, Rock of Ages.
Never mind then.
All right, here it is.
Okay, so she started in 2.
I don't think Footloose was a musical.
Category 18 for your 5-pointer.
Well, just play music in it.
You will take the lead and force
that might be
the
the
odd couple
case.
to hit their 2 in order to win. However, if you miss it, the odd couple and the Roxstars will win via TKO and pick up 4 points.
Thought it counted as
Are
a
you ready
musical
for
for
the
some reason.
Ready.
All right. You chose remakes and reboots. Here it is.
In Footloose.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese has directed 2 remakes. Name both of them.
All right. Well, one of them is oh man, I'm blanking on that one. The remake of Infernal Affairs.
Yeah,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
5.
You have The Departed.
4. 3.
JTE, please.
All right. Here's the second one. All right, Martin Scorsese directed 2 remakes. Name both of them.
Not Gangs of New York, not
All right,
Aviator.
let's see what else has he got?
Not Wolf of Wall Street.
What have you done recently? Silence isn't a remake, is it?
Silence isn't a
No.
remake.
5.
I don't think Gangs of New York either.
3.
Last JTE, please.
Last JT rule.
Last one. Martin Scorsese has directed 2 remakes. Name both of them.
Hugo is not.
No.
All right. you have a
Goodfellas.
guess?
Castino.
No, The Departed.
Hugo, I
is
think-
the one that I knew.
I want to say Hugo's actually a book.
So I'll say
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The
The
Departed
Departed
and
and Silence. Or Gangs of New York.
Cape Fear.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Odd couple. The answer we're looking for was The Departed and Cape Fear. Those were the 2.
I forgot about Cape Fear. Yeah.
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Yeah.
The Odd Couple, former champs, pick up another victory here. Snyder wins yet another tournament match.
It is a good one, though, to have some JTs on, so you can just, like, cycle through, like, almost his entire filmography to try to pinpoint
We
it.
needed every one of those points, and we won so beautifully. The communication between the 2 of these guys, like some magic happens when they're together. They truly
It's a kind of magic.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
And we weren't coming into this match lightly because yes, these are newbies, but you
We
never
might have
know.
to start a Music Fanatics as well.
No, I'm okay.
See what they were able to do in round 1.
Let's try to hammer out Cinefanatics first, and then we'll expand our horizons with music.
I love the odd couple. This is my team, my soul for life.
Plus, if we start Music Fanatics, I'll come to the 21 Pilots section, and that's about
Jeff
it.
How many coloring books are behind him? My question is for the android, Mark Andreyko. Tough challenge there that went against you in round number 1. How are you able to emotionally recover from that so quickly and get right back into the match?
Because it's 1 point in the scheme of things. It bummed me out that I didn't get a perfect round, because I did technically, but that was my mistake, you know. And once again, that's part of why this is so challenging doing it digitally. There's going to be a little rust even on players that have been playing as long as Jeff and I have. But I got to say, overall, this felt so good and so familiar and so just right that I can't be grateful enough for Jeff and Roxy, because they bring out the best in me. I hope I bring out the best in them. And it was a fun match. It was a fun match. I like playing Jader.
As far as Jader and Hannah go, like, Hannah, you played well. Jader, you got to go back and hit the books, kid. And the fact that you guys can't pull Cape Fear and The Departed, that's a layup. You guys got a gimme for a 5-pointer. Poor showing, boys. Poor showing.
Ken Knapsack and Jader and the Hitman. All right, guys. You know, it was a tough one. Let me ask you, Brandon. Do you think
that was an abrupt cut to the
PIXAR in that second round?
I wonder what else happened.
No, I don't regret it. You know, I think some of the questions weren't quite what we prepped for. You know, I think we came into this match pretty prepared for more than a few wheel slices, even more so than the ones that we asked to put on. So I think we're actually a really solid team. I think we put on a great performance. Just at the end of the day, we lost to experience. It was the inexperience as a team that I think hurt us the most. Even just discussing amongst ourselves backstage during round 2, we came up with a handful of things that we've learned from that we would do differently last time. So, you know, I wouldn't say this about much anyone else, but I look forward to the potential opportunity to play with Jader again and to play against Jeff Snyder again. You know, because of you and everyone, I don't know. I think I've turned over a new leaf. And you know what, Jeff? Just thank you so much for the flowers. They were just as beautiful as you are. So thank you.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yes. Jeff Snyder sending flowers to Brandon Hannah. That's an interesting pre-match tactic. My question is for Ken, because Ken, Brandon and Jader, they seemed to lock in okay once they were actually playing in the game, but there were some verbal jabs thrown from Brandon to Jader. So in terms of this team and how long they can put together a run with the two of them, is this a Dan Marino quarterbacking the Dolphins situation, or is it more of a Gus Frerotte quarterbacking the Dolphins situation?
A who?
No one's running in the wall.
I feel like I called this one, though, with between Hannah and Snyder there.
I love Mark Andreyko.
Maybe it's the beginning of like a potential rivalry there.
The lack of class shown by Jeff. And
I know that Jeff will probably be like, whatever, it's not worth my time, but
and Brandon, you know,
I definitely see like the old school heel versus the new school heel.
By a landslide. I think you guys are a good team.
Yeah.
Got a lot to learn, and I don't think you should break the chain, but maybe
just depending on like we're not really. I don't think we're going to see Brandon
going back again. But you know,
again for the rest of the season,
jabbing at me. We were forced to work together, and I really wanted to give you a chance.
So that'll be something that gets expanded on next season.
But how can I when you won't take it from me? You guys wanted PIXAR, it didn't happen. I'm disappointed. I know you are too. But really, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I really do think you guys love this game and you respect this game, and I think you can pick yourself up in the future. It's wide open for all of you.
Well, look, there you go. So the Burning Droogs.
Look how nice Ken
like
is as a manager.
Of the season, it seems. I guess you know, Jader, this was a run that you had. You had a nice little run in the singles
kind in
here.
defeat.
Teams obviously didn't go the way that you wanted it to.
Pink in the hood.
Pink in the hood. Next season, as we hopefully go back to I wouldn't say normalcy, but maybe a little bit.
It's a little,
off
a little on the nose.
Yeah, I wasn't on my A game.
No, you're on your V game. That's why you're wearing your V hat.
He came to show up.
Letters.
I know I'm better than this. I know that I missed some today that obviously once the answer was said, I'm like, why the hell didn't I didn't compute? But again, it's the first time. It's a digital wheel. You know, we're still getting used to this. Hopefully, you know, when we get back to the studio, things are going to be a lot different.
He's like, we're still getting used to this. You're still getting used to this.
I know we're out for the tournament until next season, but next season starts tomorrow. You know?
Well, there you go, Jada Paramo.
How many
matches,
matches
gentlemen?
does one get over
your way this
virtual?
way? But we'll see you back next season. All right, dropping out category 9, and Mark. You know, the Odd Couple were the champions for a reason. They're some of the best players we've ever had. Mark Andreyko, I think, nailed it when he said that there's just a comfortability with the two of them. There's a reason why the Odd Couple television show lasted as long as it did, because of the chemistry, because how different it was. These two guys,
all this talk about television,
I don't know if we're going to stick together. There's something that just works. Roxy knows it. Roxy encourages it, and Roxy's taking them to the semifinals of this tournament. Thank you for joining.
By the way, I got to make sure my TV works. There's Mandalorian on tonight.
If you didn't, subscribe
late tonight.
If you haven't joined the Patreon, please do it. It keeps us alive, and I can't even tell you how important it has been during this digital age. If you can find a way to do it, we try to give you guys as much as possible for content, whether it's exhibition matches, pay-per-view access.
Yeah, you didn't know which one I was doing there.
Content.
You didn't know which one you were doing there.
The reason we are
I did.
to continue to do this show. So please join today, patreon.com/Schmoedown. For Mark Ellis, I'm Christian Harloff. See you next time.
Oh, yeah.
Good night, gentlemen. Yes. Good match. Still kind of went what we were thinking. Our bracket is good right now, but we're only technically one match in, so
yeah.
It's there's our names.
Yeah, so I mean, there's not much more to say here. I mean, this kind of went exactly how one would predict. Here's the thing: I kind of figured that there's a small chance that Hannah and Jada were going to be like dark horses in this thing, and we're just going to blast through and just come out swinging and be fantastic. They are good, and I think as a team, while they do have room to grow, I think they're able to do kind of like what Ken was saying there. They could, if they have the opportunity to do so, they can pick themselves back up and they can do pretty well in the future. But they were just up against a wall in terms of a prior championship team with two veteran players like Andreyko and Snyder. I mean, you have to come out with like the A-est of games, not a V game, the A-est of games in order to try to beat those two. So it is what it is. It's exactly kind of like what we said, and what we thought was going to happen there. So we'll get to see Odd Couple move on. Bring up that bracket again real quick. Boop. So they're going to be going up against
whoever wins between
either Deception or Lethal Weapons. And that's the thing. You get Odd Couple. You got Jeff Snyder going up against potentially Ethan Irwin again in Lethal Weapons. But then you also got Odd Couple Jeff Snyder potentially going up against Adam Collins again in Deception. Either way, I mean, their next match is going to be a fantastic one. It's going to be a good one to watch. I also really want to watch Jeff Snyder versus Andrew Guy.
Yeah, because that's some really good heel work there. Depending on if Andrew Guy is going back to the Dastardly or even like the Debonair. He was still a heel with Debonair. He just wasn't as heely as Dastardly. So, even that. I agree. Overall, I just want to see the two of them like compete against each other.
Which that will be great. Do we get Dastardly, Debonair, or Dazed and Confused?
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, good match. Again, like I was saying, I think Category 9 works well as a team. Yep. Don't know if we're going to see them stay together into the next season because, again, this is it for the season. So we got to see their one match, and they may get dissolved by the next draft. So who knows? Eager to see, though. Hopefully we see they get some more play out of it, just because I thought they worked well.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Category 9. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Droogs in general, because that team is pretty far down on the rankings right now, and there's not really a chance for them to come back at this point.
Yeah.
So, what happened? I don't know what the stipulations are going into next season. If it was ever confirmed that the losing faction is going to be a faction that breaks up, or what have you, completely, like that faction just gets completely dissolved and those players are just all up for draftability. So, I mean, we'll see. The future is not too bright right now for the Droogs as a whole. So
yeah. Although I will say, if the the Droogs did want to be a little bit brighter going into next season, there is the possibility of hashtag Draft Cinefanatics. Those of y'all who are watching, who are fans of us, get out there. Hashtag Draft Cinefanatics. Let's get out there and let's make this again. We were saying this on tagline. This is a fan-driven grassroots that we're starting here. We will be the team for the fans. So we're fans ourselves.
Fans, by the fans, to the fans.
So and apparently there's also a cat involved at some point. So anyways, get that out there with the Twitter hashtag Draft Cinefanatics. Let's see what we can do next season. So we would appreciate the support. That thumb thing.
Yeah. You gotta get that presidential thumb in there.
Yeah.
It's like a Bushism, right?
Yeah. As a side note, though, so the other thing, coming back to something more serious, this weekend is going to be the massive weekend of the Smash-a-thon. Smash Cancer. That's not what I meant to click on, but cool, Smash Cancer anyways. The Smash-a-thon this weekend. It is it's over a 24-hour event. It's all the Schmoedown after shows, all the personalities coming together for one massive major event. There's a lot of fun stuff that's being planned for this. It's out there on social media. The schedule's up there. You can see what fun stuff's planned, and there's a lot more fun stuff that's not even a part of that schedule that's going to be great. So make sure you hop on that. On social media, you can find the links to the YouTube channel that's going to be on. It's not on any one particular after shows channel. It's its own YouTube channel. So go out there, hop on that link, make sure you subscribe, and then go to that channel this coming Saturday. I believe it's going to start at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you hop on that. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's all proceeds, everything generated is going straight to Kevin Smets, and this is going to be for an amazing cause. So again, it's great that I'm honored to be a part of this. I think we're both honored as the Cinefanatics to have a hand in this, and I cannot wait. It's going to be an amazing weekend. So make sure y'all come for that as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. I can't wait.
So anyways, as for tomorrow, so tomorrow is Friday. There is the throwdown that's going on, the pay-per-view event, the Wildberry Civil War, and then there's also Jen Kemp versus Video Drew. Since that is the pay-per-view event, as always, typically we will be recording our replay, our reaction to the main event, and then it will go up on YouTube later, because we're not just handing out the passes for this, so we don't want to upset Christian while we are trying to anyways, so we'll be recording that, but by the time we're available to do the replay for the match that is going up tomorrow, not the throwdown, but for the regular match of Final Exam versus Final Exam versus Tom and Paul. The throwdown's going to be going on, so we're very likely not going to have the replay tomorrow night. We will postpone that replay because we want to react to it, because I believe that's going to be a fantastic match as well. So just stay tuned to our social media. We will let you know when we are doing the replay for that. So as of right now, no live stream from us tomorrow night.
It's probably going to end up being like towards the beginning of next week, just because tomorrow is a throwdown. Saturday and Sunday are the Smash-a-thon. So we don't want to take any attention away from any of that. So we're probably not going to do a live replay for that until at least at the earliest Monday. So
yeah,
that's what we're looking at right now. But yeah, stay tuned to the social medias. We'll let you guys know whenever that's going to go down and how it's going to go down.
Those social medias would include Cinefanatics MLP, Chris Adams MLP, Robert Adams MLP. Also right there down below our names. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow us on all of those. Again, hop on patreon.com/Cinefanatics. Not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday, we will be doing our Patreon movie watch along. It is going to be Demolition Man. And I believe we are going to have a special guest with us. This is a massive one. This is the one that I want to do the watch along ever since we're like, hey, we could do movie watch alongs on this channel. Really cool. I want to do Demolition Man. This is the one that you want to be a part of our Patreon for, because we're going to have so much fun with this. The $5 tier on up will get that watch along. So hop on that tier. The movie's available on Hulu. Next Saturday, the 21st, we will be doing Demolition Man with a special guest. I'm not saying who yet, but stay tuned for the thumbnail on social media as well, because that will be where we reveal it.
Can't see me.
Yes, I can't see you, John Cena. Your hand's right in front of your face.
I was just waving a $5 around.
Yeah, so
$5
that's what's going on right now. So, yeah. Anything else?
I do believe we have covered it.
That is everything for tonight. So, that's going to do it for tonight's episode. Thank y'all for watching. If y'all are catching this on the replay on a replay, thank y'all for coming back and watching it. I know there's a lot of YouTube content out there right now, especially tonight. So thank you for coming back and watching this. If you are coming back later and watching this, let us know. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought of it. Let us know what you think and what things you would like to see going on in the future. Anyways, also make sure you hit that like just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Do all the YouTube things. That's what we would like for you to do. Anyways, that's going to do it for us tonight. For my brother, for myself, thank you for watching, and y'all all have a great evening. Later.
See ya.